Do you want Oblivion to go from this to this? Me too, hence why I trawled through Nexus past the jiggle physics, back pain inducing double Ds, and organ defying tiny wastes to find these Oblivion mods that will make your game look, play, and feel better. But if you find a mod that gives skeleton boobs, hit me up, because I might be into that. The pinned comment will have links to all of these mods along with their creators listed in the order I installed them, without Vortex, so you know that all of these work together just fine, as I've been your devoted guinea pig, so let's get on with it. The Reticule in Vanilla Oblivion Remastered is intrusive. It really gets in the way. While the size worked in the original Oblivion, one of the many signs of advancing gaming technology is small, transparent reticules. This mod replaces the reticule with a small dot, and when sneaking, the eye icon is far smaller. The HUD in Vanilla Oblivion Remastered is also intrusive. Getting deja vu? Seriously though, it takes up a chunk of screen real estate at the top, so this mod scales it down to 80% of its original size, along with status icons, and moves your health, mana, and stamina bars to the left. You can choose just how small you want it to, with an additional slim option in case 80% is still too big. Unreal Engine 5 has given Oblivion a facelift, one of those proper ones where your skin gets stretched and sheared, not just injecting filler in a high street beautician's. But one thing that has been neglected is the world's colour. Oblivion's original vibrancy is distinctly out of fashion in AAA video games, and if you miss that as much as I do, then this Ayleid Reshade is for you. It makes the world feel more aligned with the original aesthetic, and gets rid of that default base of dusty, desaturated yellowy brown that feels distinctly Borderlands 1. Go into the posts section of the mod page to find clear instructions about how to install it, as you will need Reshade to do so. This one skips the Bethesda Game Studios and Virtuos intro screens and the click to start prompt. I want to get playing ASAP, and these precious few seconds I've saved could be having an inverted burnt toast effect on my life. In the same spirit, let's move on to Mod 5. Ooh, this pissed me off when I first started playing Oblivion Remastered. Zoom into the world map and you get a ghastly amount of pixelation. This mod fixes that and boosts the map into 4K. Of all the mods in this video, this one is my favourite. Denser foliage, wouldn't you know it, makes the foliage denser. Long tufts of grass, flowers growing rampant, shrubs dotting the horizon. This breathes the spirit of Valenwood into Oblivion Remastered. Depending on how wild you like your wilderness, you can choose whether you want 3, 5, or 8 times as much foliage. I chose 8, so all the footage you see in this video is from within that save. You're not in for unfettered sunshine 100% of the time with this mod, don't you worry. It preserves lore-accurate weather in dingier regions like the Black Forest by keeping the likelihood of clear skies low, and increases the odds of clear skies occurring from 35% to about 60 to 80% in central Cyrodiil and along the Golden Coast. You'll still get overcast, rainy, and foggy weather, just less often. Dementia is left deliberately unaffected by this mod, but Mania is the brightest and sunniest it could possibly be. Very fitting, considering its master's unhinged demeanour. As you explore and level up in the world of Oblivion, it will get more and more aggressive. You'll be faced with stronger enemies who seemingly wreck the ecosystem/food chain of the wilds, as bandits begin to disappear, being replaced by deadlier creatures. With this mod, lower level enemies will still appear at those higher levels, making you feel less like you're going to be hit with a steel chair upon leaving a town's walls. It makes your travels feel more balanced, while at higher levels, you have an equal chance of one-shotting a bandit as you do fleeing from a Daedra. The same applies to items. You'll run into trash as much as treasure, though, if you like, there's always the option to install one of these 2 files, as they are separate files. Ascension Remastered is one of the most downloaded mods for Oblivion Remastered on Nexus, and for good reason. Install this with or without the previous mod, either way, Ascension is a must. As well as subtly increasing the difficulty, Ascension changes the spawn rate of rare loot, making it feel more momentous when you find something special. High-level enemies will only spawn at boss-level spawn points. Low-level enemies and items spawn regardless of your level, and all of that along with minor tweaks. One of the biggest things Ascension fixes is random bandits and marauders somehow being outfitted in glass armour. God knows why they're attacking me and my horde of fly Amanita when they clearly have more drip and pizzazz. Daedric armour can now only be found in the actual realm of Oblivion, and in keeping with the lore via the Manual of Armour, you can only find high-level glass, elven, and ebony armour in ancient tombs and ruins. At higher levels, groups of low-level enemies will spawn, which isn't a thing in vanilla Oblivion. Other tweaks make Oblivion feel more realistic for fantasy role-playing. If you're a novice in Mercantile, some merchants won't even haggle with you as you're not persuasive enough to even convince them to haggle in the first place. Repair hammers are less likely to break, and the amount of condition restored per hammer strike now scales more in line with your armourer skill. Consequently, repairing items at vendors is now more expensive, just as it would be in real life. Overall, Ascension is an absolute essential for Oblivion Remastered for us roleplayers, but it does get rid of some of Oblivion's retro jank charm by leaning on the realism aspect, so weigh up which one is more important to you. Simple one here, this adds hoods to Outlaws, making them look like they're actually trying to conceal their identity when they come at you. Now, Ultimate Engine Tweaks is the most downloaded mod from Nexus with almost 300,000 downloads. When Digital Foundry writes a whole article on it, you know it's number 1 needed and number 2 worth it. This mod makes things look and perform better in dozens of ways. The install is a bit more complicated, but it's clearly explained in the description. There's an Oblivion crisis going on in Cyrodiil. Are you aware? Seriously, because you might not be. Because an Oblivion crisis, where flaming gates to the realm inspired by the UK when the temperature gets higher than 25 degrees have opened all over the place, they should have more Daedra wandering around, don't you think? In vanilla Oblivion, you wouldn't know there was a crisis going on, as creatures from Oblivion are concentrated around the Oblivion gates, not roaming around the wilderness as wild creatures are wont to do. Better Oblivion Crisis increases the chances of the hero of Kvatch meeting Dremora raiding parties, scamps, and Daedric beasts on their travels, as well as Dremora Kinreave at higher levels. NPCs only say hi to you with this mod if you body check/bump into them. They're less likely to greet you if you're just running past, unlike going on a hike IRL where you're duty-bound to greet everyone with a breathless "Hi." You'll also find NPCs talk to each other more if you install this mod, and their conversations will start from further away, making it feel less like you're part of some Truman show where only those directly around you act like normal people to maintain Truman's immersion. Necromancy isn't just a set of spells, it's a way of life. With True Necromancy installed, you get perks from having different types of bones in your inventory, like the freak you are, I say with affection. The more varied bones you have, the bigger the boost to your conjuration skill/mana, but a random other skill will get a debuff, presumably because people can see you're carrying bones around. Pretty hard to hide a pelvis on your person, aside from the wet one nestled inside your skin. Carrying around a shovel gets you a buff to conjuration because shovel, necromancy, self-explanatory. There are other unique items which bestow necromancy benefits that I won't spoil here, but the last one that's implemented in a genius way are body parts you'll find in the stomach of a certain quest-related beast. Keep these body parts in your inventory if you want, as they offer higher stats than bones as they are fleshy. But on the other side of the coin, your personality skill will dip an equal amount, as people can smell the rotting corpse on you and get the baddest of bad vibes. Necromancy is banned in Cyrodiil, but it doesn't act like it. This mod fixes that. Now, if you summon undead near a guard, you'll get a 100 gold bounty, and if the Mages Guild get wind of it, you'll be banished from the guild full stop. You can also only buy necromancy spells from Falanu Hlalu or Kalindil, as mages in the guild won't sell any necromancy related spells for obvious reasons. So, now if you're role-playing a necromancer, you actually need to hide it. This mod, paired with the two previous ones, completes the triumvirate of necromancy role-playing mods. The more black soul gems you have in your inventory, the stronger your undead summons are. Black soul gems contain black souls, the souls of sapient humanoid beings. Humans, elves, Argonians, Khajiit, and Dremora. Normal soul gems contain white souls like those of animals. Using black souls to power your magic, i.e. using someone sapient as a battery, is dodgy as hell and distinctly necromancy flavoured as a result, so now you have a solid reason to hoard them if you're playing a necromancer. And all done, those are 16 of the best mods that are out there for Oblivion Remastered. The list on Nexus is ever growing, so I'll probably do an update to this video at some point, but for now, these are the ones I recommend you install. Have you found any mods that you think are essential that I haven't included here? Let me know in the comments, as I'm always down for an excuse to install a mod that could potentially break my save. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe to Eurogamer, as we have new videos out about video games almost every single day. Now, I am going to go start collecting bones, but do I mean in Oblivion or in real life? You'll never know. And I'll see you folks next time.